Special guest commentating Fedor versus Gerson Martinez. Fedor up here with the first break. Fedor makes the one in the corner. Ooh. So you're actually going to see Gerson come up to the table here if you're new with WPA rules. Fedor's break was an illegal break because 3 balls did not cross the head string. So that means that Gerson gets to come in and shoot from where the ball is. He does not get ball in hand, though. You can see on the left table there, Monty Rapero getting ready to start her ladies match. All right, Gerson could bank this 2 down towards the bottom of the table, trying to put it behind the 3 or the 4. Maybe trying to let the cue ball roll up behind the 6 ball. He does attempt that shot, but it leaks out just a little bit. That will leave Fedor a potential safety play also. I can see Fedor would be our right side, his left side of the 2 ball, letting the 2 go back up table, trying to put the cue ball behind the 3 and the 4. All right, cue ball gets a little outside of the Ranger. He wanted to get behind those 2 balls, but he's got the 9 and the 8 as blockers. I like Gerson going 2 rails here, left side rail to the top rail. Either potentially trying to kick the 2 into the side pocket or just kicking it back down table. And he does make contact with it, slides over. All right, Fedor does have a look. He's going to be able to play off the 2. Probably going to come 2 rails, bottom rail to side rail. Yeah, he didn't want to clip the 5. If he didn't clip the 5, he was tracking to go back up behind the 9-8. So we see our first mistake potentially from Fedor. It's going to open up Gerson. Oh, a little bit of a mistake from him there. He drifted a little bit on the 3. Still okay. He'll potentially play the 3 ball into the corner, letting the cue ball go. Probably 2 rails. Yeah, he comes off the second rail. A little bit of a longer shot, but he's sort of back in line. All he's got to do really is make the 4 and get himself over for that 5 ball. Ooh. And that is a miss that he did not think that was going to happen. So Fedor's going to get back to the table. He popped out of that chair pretty quick. A little bump off the 7. You can Draw one rail, possibly two rails right to where he's pointing. He could also go forward and go three rails. Problem with the forward shot is he's going to come close to the right corner pocket. He just has to control his speed, depending on whatever shot he wants to go with. All right, he plays the ball well. He's up for the 6, has a little bit of an angle. Oh, does not want to hit the 9. That was a close one. He got there. Fedor likes to get close to his work. Sometimes he a little too close. And Fedor misses the 7. No. He won't say it to you, but there were people walking by there. I wonder if any of that had anything to do with him missing the shot. I've never seen him really make excuses, but Gerson Martinez with a good chance here to get out. Score first blood here against Fedor Gorst. You might want to come in between the rail and the 8-ball. Come off the top rail, so going basically to the right top rail and then back over. Mari Reparo playing her shot over there from Spain. Gerson is from Peru. He had a nice exhibition a couple weeks ago with Jesus Atencio down there in Florida at Classic Billiards. All right, Gerson could roll it in, or he could come around the table 3 rails and play the 9, almost in the same pocket. He's just going to roll it in, take the shot on the 9 to the top left. All right, we're going to have 1-0 on the score. Gerson Martinez over Fedor Gorst. If you guys head over to fedorgorst.com, you can go on and purchase the Ghost Ball Cleaner. I actually have a bottle of it here at my house, and it works very well on my table. All right, we're going to be going into rack number 2. Gerson is in the lead, 1-0. Let's give you a rundown on Gerson's performance this year in tournaments. In the U.S., he came in number 3rd in the Derby City Classic Bigfoot Challenge. That's the 10-ball on 10-foot table. Didn't do too well in the one pocket or banks portion of that event, but did come in 6th in the Derby City 9-ball. Came in 17th in the Las Vegas Open. And then in the World Pool Championships, did not have his best outing, came in 65th. That's also going to be an illegal break. The 3-point rule WPA rules is a combination of balls past the head string and balls pocketed. That combination needs to be 3. So if you look at the table, once the gentleman referee moves out of the way, I'll explain it a little bit more to you. You see there's 8 balls on the table. 1 ball was made, so that would count as 1 towards the 3, but the 8 did not pass the head string, and neither did any of the other balls. So the rack changes over to Fedor. He has to play the ball where it lies. He does not have the ball in hand, and he cannot push. Be careful, 6 ball. He's going to shake his head a little bit on that one. I don't think he likes it. He's going to go back and get his triple 60 jump cue. Let's look at Fedor's 2025 year so far after this shot. All right, Fedor going airborne. Almost pockets a 3. Kicks the 4 out of the way. 4 is going to lock up with the 7. Gerson will have a safe opportunity if he chooses. So I promise you, look at Fedor's 2025 tournament year. So currently, right now, Fedor has earned $235,700 for 2025. He's number 2 on the AZB leaderboard. Fedor won the 2025 Derby City Banks. He won the 2025 Derby City One Pocket. Came in 3rd in the Nineball. Won Master of the Table at that event. He then came in 3rd at the Super Billiards Expo and 9-Ball Pro Players Championship. I actually streamed that entire event. I was the production company, Billiard Sports Network. Came in 7th at the Buffalo Pros Classic. 2nd at the Night Shot Open. 2nd at the World Pool Championships, losing that epic batch against the now current champion, Carlo Beato. Didn't do his best in the Florida Open at the Battle of the Bull, which was another event Billiard Sports Network produced. Came in 9th in the regular event. He won the One Pocket, and then right from there we all left and went to Atlantic City, and he came in 2nd in the U.S. Open. All right, good chance to get out here. He's going to play the 4 right in the side pocket. Floats over for the 5. I expect him to hold the 5. Might even draw it back a little towards the 8 to give himself a slight better angle. All right, I'll play the 6 ball into the corner. come out and play the 7 in the same pocket. Shaking his head a little bit. He's going to have to punch this ball. There you go. Punched a little low on it. Drew it back for the 8. He's got the 8 to the top right. I will say it's got to be kind of probably a little tough to be playing with the referee walking around the table like that. Or multiple referees, at least, with them being this close. All right. Fedor fires a 9 into the bottom corner. He's going to tie this score up 1-1. All right, 1-1 on the score. Fedor ties it up. It's going to be his break. Neither player so far has broken and made a successful break. So Fedor's going to look to change that up a little bit. Mentioned earlier that Fedor came in second at the U.S. Open. I forgot to say that he had been defeated by Lucius Yap. Great matchup between those two. Back and forth, back and forth. I actually interviewed Fedor and Yap after the match, and I had asked Yap, as he had dedicated his match. And I asked him after the match, how he would have felt if he was there. And Yap said he got lucky. All right, here we go. Fedor breaking the rack on number 3 here. All right, 3 balls past the head string. This will be a legal break. He did make a ball on the break also. Fedor looking at his options with the 2 ball down, 1 ball close to the side, and the 5 ball into a pocket. It can be easy for Gerson to use that 3-5 combination. Looks like Fedor's going to put him up towards the top left. Gerson might have to back cut this 1 ball to the bottom right. He's looking to see if he has it to the bottom left. Gerson is going to give the shot back to Fedor. You might want to question that. I don't think I'll ever want Fedor firing at a ball. Swish. Fedor shoots it right to the bottom left pocket. He's going to have the 3-5 combination. Fedor does not opt for the combination. He's going to go for the safe. Cue ball's going to scoot into the 8. 6 blocks majority of the 3. I think Gerson can thin the 3 and come back down. All right, 3 comes down, gets a little bit of a tough spot. He actually did wave off Fedor, so he did not mean for it to get there. All right, he thins the 3 over behind the stack of the 9-8-7. Cue ball's in the center of the table. Gerson does have a good swing at it coming off left side rail. All right, Gerson makes the hit on it. All right, kick and stick from Fedor coming from behind. We're going to kick the left side, our left side of the ball. Yeah, he hits it so clean every time. Definitely an art form for the kick and stick, and he hands it down. All right, Gerson attempting one rail. Makes contact, does not go in though. Sits in front of the pocket. Fedor has a good opportunity to get himself down towards the 7 if he cleans these 4 balls up at top. The 7, 8, 9 look to be a little bit of a tricky situation. Let's see how he handles it. All right, cue ball over. Got a good path on the 5. Playing the 5 will lead him to the 6. All right, 6 goes up in the top right corner. He has a pretty good path to come down 2 rails and run into the 7. I actually think catching maybe the back side of the 8 might also work for him. It's a 7. Nice, clean, and full. Gives him the shot right to the top corner. Played that shot very well, measuring out his distance. Might even go on the side with it. Looks like that's where he's going. Sort of a two-way shot. Misses the side pocket. Definitely wants that one back. I thought he would go towards the top right because he has more of a pocket to shoot at. But he is world number 1, so far be it from me to question his logic on a shot. All right, referee restarts the timer. I believe it's a 30-second shot clock they have. Referee timed. Gerson plays a 7 towards the top. Does not go in. It hits just the point. Fedor's going to have a long shot at the 7. Fedor misses the 7 now. Gerson's got a good opportunity here to get out of this rack and take a 2-1 lead. All right, Gerson out to the 8. He's going to take a second here so these gentlemen on the other table can shoot his shot. All right, Gerson's chance. He's going to play the 8 right into the corner, rolling cue over for the 9 in the same pocket. All right, we have 2-1 on the score. Gerson Martinez over Fedor Gorst.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Classic Billiards down here in South Florida. We do things a little bit differently here compared to your old pool hall. It doesn't smell like mothballs. It's not exactly a library, and nobody's shushing you like this is church. We're all about having fun, eating chicken wings, drinking beer, and knocking some balls around. Don't let that mistake you. We still got the skills, baby. So if you're ever down in South Florida, come check us out at Classics.
Boy, Dave Bartosiak down there in Florida, Classic Billiards, also one of Fedor's sponsors. Also one of my sponsors. Dave's a great guy, does a lot of great stuff for pool. If you ever come into the U.S. or you're already in the U.S. and you go to Florida, make sure you check him out. All right, going into the fourth frame, Fedor is trailing 2-1. It's going to be Gerson's break. Both players now taking a look at the rack. All right, one into the side pocket. 5-ball has to cross the line. 3-ball does. All right, and that is a legal break. Gerson ties the cue on the 4-ball, but it does give Fedor a pretty simple kick at it. He's just going to have to either return safe or maybe just get a little lucky on this hit on the 4. I'm sorry, the hit on the 2, coming around the 4. Fedor goes into the 2 pretty hard. Does wind up banking it and making it. Goes for the 3, trying to come around and get on the 4-ball. Does not make it. 3-ball sits in a really good spot for Gerson. He's got a good opportunity here. 4 does go to the bottom right corner. Just has to play position off the 4 to the 5. And I don't see any issues. All right, 5 up there into that top left pocket. Gonna have the 6 in the side. I should just float this cue down right between the 9-7. About a 4 speed. Gets himself right onto the 7. We might have 3-1 here in a second. Gerson Martinez over Fedor Gorst. All right, with that 9-ball, Gerson's a third of the way there. He's going to take a 3-1 lead here on Fedor. If you head over to FedorGorst.com, you can check out all the new merch Fedor has coming out. T-shirts, autographed cue balls, pictures, etc. It is really your one-stop shop for all things Fedor Gorst. While you're searching the web, if you don't mind, go stop over at the Billiard Sports Network YouTube page and do me a favor and just hit a quick like for us and subscribe. It's free. Besides the work I do here for Fedor, we run a great page over there. I'd love to see you all come and take a look at some of the content. All right, going into the 5th frame, Fedor is trailing 3-1. It's going to be his break. Legal break. Fedor stays at the table. I don't see any obstacles here. If he can get from 2 to 3 without any issues, I believe he should be able to get out. Oh, Fedor misses the 2. He was going into the 3 on that, trying to move it up table. Having a little bit of a tough time here in the beginning of the match. Let's see if he's going to be able to bear down a little bit. Might have to grind a couple of racks. All right, Gerson going for the all-out safe. Playing the 2 to the left rail. 8-ball. Gonna block the shot. He's going to get airborne on the 2. Going to come into it full. Maybe just a slight bit harder on the speed. Left the 2-ball in the open. Gerson's going to have to get position on the 3. There's a 3-4 combination, but I don't think he would want to shoot that. He wants to get on the 3-ball. All things considered from there, he played that shot very well, coming off the rail. Now Gerson has a real good opportunity to get out of this rack. And referee presents him with the rest. He's going to play the 4-ball top left corner. So he holds the cue ball on the 5 because he wants the angle for the 6. So when he plays the 6 into the corner, he can use his rails to get down for the 7 because he wants to leave, obviously, an angle for the 7 to come back up. And just like that, he proves me wrong and draws the ball. All right, cue down for the 9-ball. Gerson's going to get his extension. Looking to play the 9-ball in the bottom right. Take a big 3-game lead on Fedor right now. All right, Gerson makes a shot. He's got a 3-game lead on Fedor. Scores 4-1.
It all started at Derby. We brought a few products and had no idea what to expect. Then came Super Billiards Expo, and the support was unreal. Now, seeing the way players and fans have responded, we're constantly coming out with new product, and we know this is just the beginning. Thanks for the support. We are just getting started.
All right, frame number 6. Gerson in the lead, 4-1. For him, unfortunately, he made a ball. And referee's going to replace the cue after moving the magic racket out of the way. And Gerson pushes the 8 into the 7. Fedor has a piece of the 1. And he comes out 3 rails, gets the cue behind the 3 ball. Gerson immediately looking to kick off the rail. Makes contact with the 1, 1 comes back up table. Oh, airborne for Fedor, knocks the 1 off the table. It's going to be a ball in hand foul for Gerson. The 1 ball will be pocketed. Referee will clean the cue ball. And now ball in hand for Gerson. Ball's knocked off the table in this event. Or obviously a foul, as we see here. Gerson playing very strong this match. He's a strong player to begin with, 797 Fargo, so it's not unheard of that he would beat Fedor. But the the betting odds coming into this would be Fedor would be a favorite. Of course, match is still not over. Anything can happen, especially with alternate break. Gerson played that very nicely. Comes up between the 9 and the 5. I'll play the 5 into the same pocket. All right, he has the 8 ball into the side pocket. Rolling down for the 9. All right, and we have 5-1 on the score currently. Gerson Martinez over Fedor Gorst here at the 2025 at WPA 9-Ball China Open. All right, Fedor breaking, trailing by 4. Needs to come with a good break and run out here. All right, 2-ball. No obstacles. He's going to get from 2 to the 3. Gets there perfectly. All right, over for the 5-ball. 5-ball's waiting for him in the bottom right corner. Doesn't get to the 6 where he really wants it to be. All right, cuts the 6 in. That's going to leave him for the 7 in the side pocket. right, comes back over for the 9. I'll look to play the 9 down into the corner. All right, Fedor comes back with a break and run, makes it 5-2. All right, 5-2 on the score. Gerson Martinez breaking. One ball on the side. 2 goes up table, but I don't think it's going to be a legal break. Maybe I'm wrong here. All right, referee removing the magic rack. All right, Fedor has a shot at the 2 ball. Definitely playing safe, putting everything behind the stack. All right, Gerson looking for a left rail hit to try to get in behind the 2 ball. Kind of gets towards the side of it. Look for Fedor to definitely pocket this 2. I would say I would probably expect him to play the 3 and glue cue ball up to the 6. Puts the 3 ball on the 4. 3 ball all the way to the top of the table. I haven't seen Gerson jump yet, and just as I say that, he comes to the table with his jump cue. So let's see what he's going to do with this particular shot. Makes good, clean contact with it. 3-ball's going to go around the table. That was not what he was looking for. All right, Fedor out to the 4. He's going to play the 4 in the corner. Wants to try to come up right between the 5 and the 6. Reaching a little bit on this. He's going to go back and get his extension. With the score being what it is, there's no margin for error, so he's not going to take any chances. All right, he plays the 5 into the corner. Gets good position for the 6-ball. It's going to go 2 rails out for this for the 7 in the same pocket. Come right in between the 9 and the 8. Just expect him to play 7-ball, pull it back a little bit. 8 in the bottom corner, 9 in the side. All depends on where he lands off the first shot here. All right, we're going to be looking at 5-3 here any second. All right, 5-3 on the score. Fedor Gorst trying to make a comeback against Gerson. Score. All right, 2 balls wide open for him. 3-ball, 3 to the 4, I think will probably be tough. And when I say tough, I'd say the difficulty level is like a 3 or a 4. Just getting to that left side of the table is really all he needs to be. A little straight on the 3 now, so he might just pull back. He's got a couple options depending on where he wants to land. Got into that pretty good, but did not get into it good enough. 8-ball is going to be in the way. Looking at this side rail, I was looking to maybe kick the 4 to the corner, or is he looking to maybe kick the 4 to a safe position, meaning kick it into the rail and let the cue ball roll to the bottom? Tell by his speed, he's looking to kick it in. And he got away with it. 4 ball's going to sit up to the 5. I don't see the 5 being wired. Gerson is going to have to kick at this shot, unless he can see a slither of the 4 ball. Unfortunately, I don't have camera control from where I'm at, so we're going to have to rely on some possible outcomes, I guess you would say. You can see a slither of the 4. Cue ball's going to hit the 8, though. And that will give Gorst a pretty good look at the 4. Might put some outside on this, looking to go possibly 4 rails. So he'd go the top rail, the right rail, bottom rail on the left to get back onto the 5. Going to hit with about a medium, a little bit more than a medium pace. He played the shot but missed that shot. And comes Gerson back to the table. Wants to try to extend that lead by 3 racks. Oh, when he tries to play the combination 4-7, it does not fall for him. And that leaves Fedor 2 opportunities, either a side pocket or the top pocket. All right, he opts for the side. Cue ball's going to roll down. Everything's waiting for him now. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 1 rail up for this, for the 8 ball. All right, Fedor's going to look to get out here and just be down by 1. At one point, he was down by 3. All right, we got 5-4. Fedor's making a comeback here against Gerson Martinez in the WPA 9-ball China Open. All right, if you're just joining us, I'm Frank Miletti from the Billiard Sports Network, special guest commentator. Calling the action here between Fedor Gorst and Gerson Martinez. We're going to be going into frame number 10. Gerson in lead 5-4. All right, Gerson's break. Watch the 1 ball and the wing ball. Excellent break there by Gerson. Made 3 on the break. Good position on the 2 ball. You can play the 2 right into the top corner and come across for the 3 ball. Fedor could be in trouble this rack. He could be down by 2 again real fast. All right, 4 going to float down for the 6 in the bottom left. All right, now for the 6 ball, he's going to have to avoid hitting the 9. All right, he catches the edge of the 9. All right, 7 to the corner, coming across. All right, 9 ball in the corner here. Gerson's going to be up by 2 more. All right, we got 6-4 on the score.
It all started at Derby. We brought a few products and had no idea what to expect. Then came Super Billiards Expo, and the support was unreal. Now, seeing the way players and fans have responded, we're constantly coming out with new product, and we know this is just the beginning. Thanks for the support. We are just getting started.
All right, back to the action. Fedor to break, trailing 6-4. He's got to come again with another break and run here. Does not want to let Gerson get that much closer. 2 down for Fedor. No shot on the 2 ball, though. He was looking to maybe go around the, excuse me, maybe to go around the 5. He's going to come off the rail first. All right, Fedor looking at a couple different options. He's going to play the push. All right, puts a cue ball all the way up to the top. All right, Gerson going to give it back to Fedor. All right, Fedor really kind of line up this 2 ball. Fedor pockets the 2 ball coming off the right side rail. Gets a little bit of a good roll off the 7. Looking for the 3 ball in the right side pocket. Table next to Fedor is being shot on right now, so he's going to take a second before he has to shoot his shot. Referee will stop the shot clock. All right, back at it. He's looking at the 3 ball in the side pocket. All right, pockets a 3, 2 rails out for the 5. Wants to roll a little bit more. He didn't get quite as far over to the left as he wanted. Still manages to get position on the 6 ball, though. Rolling up slightly for the 7. He wants an angle to be able to play the 7 in the corner and then come up table for the 8. All right, up to the 8-ball, playing the 8-ball into the top left. Looking to get out here and come within 1. All right, and this 9 should bring him within 1. All right, and it does. We have 6-5 on the score.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Classic Billiards down here in South Florida. We do things a little bit differently here compared to your old pool hall. Doesn't smell like mothballs. It's not exactly a library, and nobody's shushing you like this is church. We're all about having fun, eating chicken wings, drinking beer, and knocking some balls around. Don't let that mistake you. We still got the skills, baby. So if you're ever down in South Florida, come check us out at Classics.
All right, 6-5 on the score. Gerson's break. He's in the lead by 1. Gerson looking to maintain that lead on Fedor. Does not really want to allow him to get up to the table. All right, 1 ball on the side, 8-ball in the corner. He has positional play on the 2. From this angle, it does not look like the 2 goes in the bottom corner, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, I believe that the 2-ball went. He'd be up at the table firing at it already. He is going to give it a look, though. Maybe off the bottom rail, off the 7. Two-way shot there. Cue ball comes 2 rails behind the 3. All right, Fedor coming in behind the 2. 1 rail down to the 2nd rail, just pushing the 2 to the side rail. Gerson plays off the bottom rail, hits the 2. Referee's going to check to see if it's frozen. Cannot tell by that gesture whether or not it is frozen or not. All right, Fedor's playing it like it's not frozen. So now we definitely have to check to make sure it's frozen or not. Referee will take a look. Gerson should edge the 2 ball. He's looking to try to go in between that 6 and the 3. I guess if he's coming off the bottom rail again, it's not frozen. Curious what he's doing here. He's moving the 5 off the rail. All right, Fedor saying wants the shot. Looks like the referee has indicated they are frozen. At least that's what I believe his indication is. All right, Gerson is on 2 now, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what Fedor's asking him. If Gerson's on 2, Fedor might attempt to play a safe here and put the cue ball up behind the 5-4 for a potential. Yep, I think Fedor's going to go for the 3 safe here. He's going to try to go behind the 5-4 with this cue ball. It's going to open to 7, but if he gets to where he's at, it's going to be very tough for Gerson to get out of the rack. Or even possibly make a hit. All right, Fedor moves to 2. Cue ball's going to come up around the 3. I believe the 2 is now off the rail. All Gerson has to do is just make contact. And he does not make contact, and Fedor wins the rack on a 3 foul system. That's going to make the score 6-6. It's a nice sequence back and forth there between both players. Fedor just edged him out. Gerson was trying to move balls out of the way. All right, we're back here now in the 13th frame. That was a big frame for Fedor. That last frame winning it, and then also having the break now tied up 6-6. Let's see what he's got here. Oh, he got kicked. Oh, he got kicked into the corner. He's not going to be happy about that one. Gerson was quickly out of his chair. All right, gonna play the 2 into the corner. Wants to try to get down a little bit lower for the 3. He's gonna get there. We'll have the 3 right into the right side pocket, rolling up for the 4 in the top right. There's some great names in this event. Naoki Oi, Albin Ocean. Jason Shaw was scheduled to be here, but unfortunately due to some other constraints, he's not able to be here. So I believe he was replaced by Robbie Capito. Gerson with a little bit of body English there. A little tough on the 6. Gerson's going to turn the rack over. Bettor's going to have a shot at the 6 ball. Fedor coming around. It's a good bounce off that right side rail for the 7. And he plays the 7 in the corner. He's got the 8 to the top right. And coming down for the 9 ball. Fedor's going to look to take the lead here in this matchup. All right, and Fedor has the lead 7-6 now against Gerson Martinez. All right, back to the action. Gerson Martinez breaking, trailing 7-6. Makes the 1 on the side. Cue ball's coming up. Not the greatest starting shot on the 3. 2 ball also falls down. Tough shot on the 3 ball. Might opt to play safe on this. I don't think he's going to go for the shot. All right, he is queuing it like he might be playing for it. No, he is playing for the safe. It's not going to get there, though. It hits the 5. All right, Fedor has a portion of the 3. Let's see what he's going to do with it. All right, Fedor plays the 3 bank, banks it down table, puts the cue close to the 5. It's going to be a little bit of a tough shot for Gerson. Not the hardest shot he's ever shot, but does have to play his speed a little bit. All right, Fedor again has pretty much the same portion of the 3 ball he had last shot. Gerson's trying to keep him away from a clear shot here. If he can squeeze the cue ball to it would be our left, his right of the 3. I would expect he would take the bank on and try to leave the cue behind the 9, but it doesn't look like he is. He might be using the 9 as a hiding spot. Hope he uses the 4 instead. Cue ball bumps. He kind of rolls his eyes. He knows he left him open on that one. Gerson pockets the 3, avoids the scratch in the side, gets position on the 4. We could have a tie game here any minute. Oh, he misses the 4 ball trying to get the cue up for the 5. Fedor immediately going for the safe on the 4. Did not truly get there. He left Gerson a hit on the 4 ball, but both players kind of kicking this ball around, waiting for the other one to make a mistake. Gerson missed it on the way in, caught it on the way out, but it's going to leave Fedor a shot. Not the easiest shot, though. Cue ball tracking towards the side pocket, so he's going to have to clear the pocket on the shot. He does clear the pocket. Cue ball's going to get a bump on the 5, not the kind of bump he wanted, though. Referee's going to check distance. Fedor cuts that 5 ball in. Comes up for the 6. He's going to get out of this rack and get himself onto the hill, I believe. Now he's got the 7 up to the corner, trying to get himself back down for the 9. Ooh, he used every part of that pocket. All right, he's shooting the 9 to get himself to the hill. And Fedor pockets the 9 ball. Waiting for the cue to stop rolling. That's going to give him 8-6 on the score, and he is on the hill. Gerson is slowly seeing this game fade away from him. He was in the lead earlier and had himself, I think, a 4-game lead at one point. All right, here we go. Gerson to break. 8-7 to score. It's been an exciting match. Both players going back and forth. One ball down. I believe that was the 7 ball that also went down. All right, looking at the 2. I don't expect him to fire at this 2 to try to make it. I expect a safe coming. He's going to try to get tight, but he's pushing. He's looking. His hand was over by the edge of the rail there. I don't think he wants to leave any shot that's going to allow Fedor to get to the table with his jump cue. Excuse me, Fedor airborne. Gonna get that 2 in the side. Watch the scratch in the corner, though. All right, he did pull it. Gerson has a real good opportunity to get this to hill. All right, rolls the cue down for the 3. Three to 4 is his tough shot here. He gets from here to 3 to 4. I think we're going hill. All right, he's on to the 4 ball. All right, 5, he's going to come over for the 6. All right, 8, 9. Two rails over for the 9 ball. We're going hill here, folks. He fires that one in with authority. We got 8, 8. Hill coming right up.
It all started at Derby. We brought a few products and had no idea what to expect. Then came Super Billiards Expo, and the support was unreal. Now, seeing the way players and fans have responded, we're constantly coming up with new product, and we know this is just the beginning. Thanks for the support. We are just getting started.
All right, Hill. Fedor Gorst to break. He's breaking for the win. All right, ball down. Clear shot at the 1. 3 and 5 are in a little bit of a tough spot. All right, he's looking at this one pretty hard. This is going to be the shot of the match here. Keep an eye on that 4 ball on the rail. See if the cue ball goes between it. When it does, he comes around for the 3. He's on the good side of the 3. He's got to clear the 6. He's going to go around the 6. Going to go 3 rails. Bottom rail, left rail, coming over to the right rail. The 8 ball's now become the tough shot to get onto with it being glued tightly to the rail close to the pocket. But he has the 7 ball into one of the top corners if needed. I'd say with every shot he makes, he's obviously his percentages are higher of getting out at that point. But if he stays in line, I'm going to look for him to play the 7 ball to the top right pocket, with the cue ball landing probably around the first diamond past the middle pocket. Might even be slightly close to the middle diamond. All right, angle on the 6. So he's going to play the 6 into the bottom left corner, spinning the cue to the right rail. I'm not expecting him to just draw this ball with no rail. I believe he's going to go to the rail with it. Well, let's see. All right, he punches off the rail. He wanted to be a little higher. Now he's with the 7. He's going towards the top rail. He should be okay. He's going to play the top rail. Little inside. Maybe not. He's actually queuing more towards the bottom. He might be punching the ball over. And he punches the ball over instead. This is not an easy shot, folks. Little room to execute properly, but a lot of room for a mistake. Let's see what the Ghost has here. Breathe it in before he gets down. All right, 8-ball down to the corner. Trying to get out for the win. And he puts it down. It looks like Fedor Gorst is going to get through this match after being down 4 racks to Gerson Martinez. All right, Fedor comes back and wins the match. Gerson gives him a clap. Handshakes all around. Respect, of course. All right, Fedor's going to move on to the next round. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. You were watching Fedor Gorst YouTube channel. Come back soon for the next match. We'll see you then.